live. Hello, everybody. And I see most of you were able to figure out the time change. Uh, didn't know if we would be able to or not. It gets kind of confusing. So anyways, you're here. So hi, Judy and Barb and Pamela and Glenna and Marianne and Green Quilts. And Dana is here. Laura and Donna. And people are talking about the weather.
And Blitzen.
And Donner and Blitzen. And my most favorite reindeer of all, Dana, the red-nosed reindeer. Dana says, greetings from snowy, blizzardy Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. Lots of roads closed throughout the province. Well, it's the exact opposite here because Barb says...
nice and warm.
Yeah, it's been, like right now, it's 15 degrees out and it was...
15
high
degrees
was
is about 60 Fahrenheit. So.
Hi, Jeannie. So yeah, we were out a little bit earlier and it's like balmy weather out there. It's like about August like weather. So but anyways, it won't last. So I guess we need to enjoy it while we can.
Yeah, I know. We're feeling fortunate right now for this weather because it's not normal for us to have it this warm at this time of the year.
No, Walter just had a visit from his girlfriend just before he went on air. Yes, Walter has a girlfriend. How old is your girlfriend?
81.
Well, she's robbing the cradle. You're not. But she brought over a bottle of wine because
there's a lady down the road, and I've been talking to her. She walks around with her walker all the time. And I've been out anytime I've been outside cleaning leaves and stuff like that. I've been she comes by and we have a little conversation, and she talks to everybody in the neighborhood type of thing. And she's on her own. Her husband died a few years ago, and so she just lives a few houses over, just far enough away that you don't tend to see those neighbors so much. And so I was out cleaning leaves and I saw her out raking some leaves, and I thought, well, she seemed to be not going too fast, so I thought I'd go out and help her out with it.
Maybe we should give her a quilt at Christmas.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe she'd like a quilt, keep her warm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
have her in for a glass of wine, I guess.
I don't know if I want to start doing that. Stray dogs and all that kind of...
Well, anyway... She's a nice lady, and I thought I'd help her out with that. And she's on her own.
You're such a giving person, Walter. To everybody except me. But whatever. Hi,
anyway,
Stu.
so she decided to give us a bottle of wine for doing that. And I told her she didn't have to. But
we should look that one up on the liquor control board. Don't see how much that one was. No, it's a Chilean wine. A Chile wine. Okay, Sue is here. Hi, Sue. Hi, Julie. Hi, Jan. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Laura. Hi, Ron. Hi, Amy. Hi, Mozilla. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Teresa. I guess none of you guys had a problem with the time change for it, so which is good. But anyways, so yeah, lots of things today. I have a list of conversation points, like we ever need a list. But anyways, let's get started with what?
Well, actually, somebody asked, says your elderly neighbor a quilter? No, I asked her if she had any hobbies, and she doesn't really have any hobbies other than watching TV. And she walks around the block all the time, talks to everybody.
Well, maybe a nice quilt for her, keep her warm while she's watching TV and that kind of thing. Who else has just joined us here? Ingrid's here. Hi, Ingrid. Hi, Janet Lloyd. Hi, Sex. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on. Give me a break.
Hi, Sex.
Yeah. Okay. Report. Remove.
No, you just hit Amy C.
Oh. Okay, now I can't get it. Okay. No, I didn't hit Amy C.
Yeah, look where the thing is.
Okay, fine. Okay, we're getting bombarded here, people. Just bear with me for a moment. Shit. This thing. Come on, let me out.
Okay, there it's all.
Okay, did I get them all out? Oh, hi, Brenda. Raining in Vancouver. Okay. t-shirt weather where Ron is in Nova Scotia. Yes, blasted trolls. And they're getting worse. They're getting worse. And there's nothing you can do about them. And, it's not a person doing that. Well, it's a person behind it or a bunch of people, but it's an automated system. It's a robot, basically, that's doing it. So anyways, we'll hope that this gets rid of them for now. So Sly is here. Hi, Sly. Hi, Marlene. Did I miss anybody? Patsy. Hi, Patsy. Jackie's here. Hi, Jackie. Anna's here. Okay, well, we've got a whole crew coming through. Road reports, interesting in BC. Everyone slip sliding away in all the highways. Yeah, well, welcome to Canada. Winter, except where we live. We live in the Florida of Canada, basically. But anyways, so let's talk about what Walter has done. If you saw So Chatty, you saw these before. Yeah, we do change our shirts on a regular basis, okay? But we change them several times a day. So, new shirt. My new shirt. And look, it looks like Walter's shirt, except in a different color as well.
And it's got less buttons on it, because I made a mistake on this one.
What, yours? Mine has less buttons or yours has?
Mine has more buttons because I measured wrong.
Yeah. Oh, Laura says you can set your chat to subscribers mode only. That keeps the bots out. I just saw that recently on something, and I wasn't sure what it was. I wonder how I do that. I probably can't do it now while we're live with it. I don't know. But yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, thanks, Laura, for that, because I will investigate that. Chat subscribers only. I'm just writing a little quickie note down here for me. So yeah, I'll check that out. Hello, Purple Wall. Okay, did I say hello to everybody? I think I did. If I missed somebody, hello. Collective to you. Okay, so you've been working on anything else? We got fabric yesterday, so
yeah,
we
I
can
did.
make the
Well,
Christmas
yeah, I want to do
bags.
some bags, but then I got sidetracked on stuff because of I had to put the doorbell back on. I still got a bunch of other things I have to do. We bought this. Hide this.
Watch my eyes. I don't know if I can roll them like Walter. Yeah, we're going to talk about what we bought.
And I had to rake leaves, not just our leaves, but the neighbors' leaves.
You didn't do that recently.
That was earlier. That was Craft and Chat Day. I did that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you'll do anything to avoid Craft and Chat. He doesn't like you people, really.
Well, no, I get
eyes.
in this thing where I look outside and I think, oh, it's really nice weather. I should do this.
Yeah, well, Julie wants
Well, not only that, our next door neighbor raked their leaves, so I thought I better clean up ours too.
Eyes rolling. Yeah, whatever. Julie says, Walter, how do you finish the bottom hem of the shirts? Do you put in a vent on the side seams?
This particular shirt pattern doesn't have a side vent in it.
It's got a long tail, though.
I do have other patterns where that they put in a side vent. I don't really like doing that, but I have done it. I usually put a double hem. I usually use my overlock, not my overlock, my
Watch where your hand's going.
My cover stitch machine for the bottom, but I laced out on this one and I just put a regular hem on it. I didn't use the cover stitch on that one. I did on the sleeves, so.
Okay, well, whatever. As long as it holds together, that's okay. It's got a nice long tail on it. I could just run around, just wear a shirt, nothing else. Oh, that'd be a throw.
Actually, that shirt looks good on you.
Of course it does. Everything looks good on me. And cue the eye roll. Yeah, there we go. Yes, Amy, Walter is a professional eye roller. Yeah, he makes lots of, and he scrunches up his nose, of course, with a nose that size. Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well. It's okay. Your fans love you. They love you. Julie says, do you ever put the breast pocket on the right side for left-handed wearers?
I don't make shirts for left-handed.
Yeah, we're both right-handed, so. Sly loves the shirt.
I
loves
always
the color.
put the pocket on the left-hand side. I mean, I've never put two pockets on. I don't know. I think 2 pockets are overkill.
Jan says, don't be a grumpy pants. Okay, that's your new phrase, isn't it, this week, Jan? Grumpy pants. It was cute once. It was cute twice. 300th time, not so cute anymore. Bitch. And I mean that in the nicest
These
way.
are both actually the same fabric, just different colors.
Yep. Okay, so that's what you've been working on. What have I been working on? Well, some of this stuff I showed on So Chatty the other day, but you know, I'll show it again. So let me just get it up here. And let's go here. So I finished my candy cottage and with the trees, and that's an in the hoop embroidery design, and it turned out pretty good. I really like it. I was sort of thinking about giving it as a gift, maybe to my sister, but probably not. I think I'm going to keep it for myself. I already have several other gingerbread house in the hoop kind of things, so I think I may keep this one for myself. I like doing these kind of things. They're kind of fun to do. They take a lot of time, but they're fun to do. The end result's pretty good too. And then now I'm starting to make Christmas bags. Now, these aren't up to Walter's standard. He says it's too busy. Yeah, it's Christmas. Things are supposed to be busy. Whatever.
I'm just saying that your embroidery kind of gets lost in the pattern of the background fabric.
Whatever. Well, that was the fabric that I did this fabric first. I put it on Lucy and I quilted it and then I cut it for the bag. I made a second bag today, but I don't have a picture of it up there. So at the time that I did this, it was more of an experiment just to see how it would turn out. Like if I need extra stabilizer or anything. And actually, I don't have any stabilizers in the bag because it's got 2 layers of fabric. Well, it's a quilt sandwich, basically, I cut into, and then it's lined as well. So I did put a little interfacing on the lining in this one. The one I made this morning, which is out of the same bunch of material and everything, I didn't bother because really it didn't make any difference to it. Now I'm out of that fabric now, and I have something that's less busy, which will make Walter happy because I bought like 9 meters of Christmas fabric yesterday over at Ultimate Sewing, and I'm going to put them on Lucy tomorrow to get them all quilted. And I figure out of that 9 meters that I bought, I can get about 7 bags out of it. My idea is, if I have enough time, is to get enough bags made so that I can put the little gifties I've made for the ladies at Ultimate Sewing in these bags and everything, and maybe more. And then you've got bags that you have to make for the next door neighbors because they request it. And I'm sure they'll be absolutely lovely. And you'll probably do them in a 2-tone, won't you? You'll have half the bag. Yeah, I know. I didn't bother to do that with these ones. I may do that on the future ones. I don't know. I will see what I will do. I know not. But anyways, so that. And I'm working on Stephanie Stitches. I don't know if Stephanie's here. I haven't seen her yet. This is her pattern, Stephanie Stitches. It's called the Mosaic Star. And remember that box of fat quarters that Walter bought me at Christmas last year, and I didn't know what to do with it? I was waiting for a pattern that was worthy. Well, this is the pattern. I think it's going to look really great when it's done. It really showcases the different fabrics that are in that set. And I haven't used all the fabrics in it. This is basically, I've used, like, this isn't done yet, but there's 15 blocks. So I use 15 fat quarters. 1 fat quarter to create each block. So there's plenty more of that fabric in there. I think it's going to look very stunning when it's done. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks nice. Actually, those colors are really in that box are really nice.
Yeah, and they all coordinate with each other too. Like, you can't go wrong with that. I love that box. I hated to cut any of the fabric, but you know, no sense leaving it in the box. So that's a project. It's an ongoing project at the moment. And just wanted to show you, we finally got our storm doors. They put them in on Friday. And so there they are. And I really like them. You know, they're solid glass. The glass insert will come out though, and we have screens that fill up that whole space that you drop into them. But that'll be for warmer weather, of course. But I think they look really good. This company that we got, they did a fantastic job. They were really, really good. And I told them that, and I said, What, did you ever write a review?"
Yeah, I haven't finished. I wanted to get a picture of it, and then actually I should maybe copy that
Well,
picture
you could.
have
I could send it to you.
Yeah.
With it. But anyway, so those are the things that we have been, or I've been up to. And just let's go back here and see what people are saying. Okay, there we go. So let me catch up. Okay, a lot to catch up here. Jan says, "I'm going to send you an email." About what? You send me emails all the time, Jan. Oh, Amy says I'm more sassy pants today. Yeah, whatever. Love it. 3D quilt house. That's very unique. It's actually called In the Hoop Embroidery. It's done on the embroidery machine to make them. They're lots of fun to do though. In fact, speaking of that, there's a lady that's belongs to Dana knows who I'm talking about. A lady on not the Idiot Quilter, on the Quilter's Way, the group that both Dana and I belong to that group. And she just got herself a 550E Janome embroidery machine, the same as the machines that we use. And so I offered to, link up with her via Zoom and, answer any questions she has and talk about the things I've learned about the 550E as I've been using it, the quirks, and things like that, and troubleshooting. So on Tuesday morning, she and I are getting together via Zoom so I can do this with her. I had thought of opening it up to other people that might be interested, but the problem is this is going to be pretty much dedicated to a 550E, a Janome machine. So, although some things are similar on other machines, it wouldn't be quite as specific to those other machines. So I didn't bother to open that up. Maybe someday I'll do something a little bit more detailed. Chocolate Treat says, "Chocolate Ginger House, I must consider." They're cute. Hi, guys. Hi, Nancy. Oh, thanks, Laura. Oh, Barb agrees with you. Okay, I see the ranks are splitting here. Camp Walter. All right, right there. Whatever. Yeah, I know it's a little busy, okay? But Christmas dictates busyness, I think.
Yeah, but you tend to do that all the time. You embroider something on a really busy pattern.
I roll. Yeah,
and then
do.
It gets lost.
Because I like busy patterns. I'm bold and beautiful. That's the kind of person I am. It's my aesthetic.
But the embroidery embellishes the plain fabric.
My last name is Bland. I have fought my whole life not to live up to that name, the meaning of that word. So I'm not going to change now. So to you. Amy says, "I'm looking forward to trying the 3D houses and freestanding lights. Today isn't the day, though. My brain is being at A today." Okay. Julie says, if you embroidered on a solid square and sewed it on the print as a pocket, it would be visually great and out of pocket.
Actually, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea, Julie. Yes, I like that. That would be a good idea for future bags. Right now, I'm under a time constraint, given the number of bags I want to make. And I don't think I'm going to have time to make these bags really fancy with pockets. I have done bags with pockets before and things like that.
Well, you don't really have to do a pocket. What you could do is just put a square on top of it and sew it on.
Yeah, I thought of that, but there's always possibilities. But I will do what I want to do.
Okay, well, that's fine. Screw me.
Yeah. Barb says, "I was thinking the same thing." Okay, another one for your side. "I was just thinking the same thing. I do love the bag though." Okay, another one on your side. "I'm getting older, so every bag I use has lots of pockets." Okay, semi for your side. The block look great. The block look great. Okay, looks like the perfect pattern for that special fabric. Oh, okay, you're talking about the stars. Yeah. Hi, Kate. What's the name of Stephanie's pattern? Oh, Dana, you can be a real pain in my butt. Have you not heard of Google? Okay. It is called, I know this one, Mosaic Star. Mosaic Star. It's available on her Etsy shop. Don't ask me what.
Actually, Barb already answered her.
Oh, okay. There you go. You got it. All right. Hi, Francis. Um, yeah, the doors look good. I'm very pleased with them. Sean's here. Hi, Sean. We have to stop meeting like this, Sean. I spent Saturday morning with you. I spent Saturday afternoon with you, and now we're spending another day together. People will talk. Anna says, did you see the channel recommended by Kate, Terry Rowland? The color was wash quilt to use up scraps, and she does awesome things with salvages. Yes, I did. And I will be interviewing Terry this coming Friday, and that will be going up in another week or two on the channel. So yes, I am. I know all about Terry. Yeah. Jan says, I have a 550E, Mr. Grumpy. Yeah, whatever, Jan. Too much is not enough. Yeah, always. Over the top. You know, go big or go home. That's my philosophy. The Purple Wall says, went to the city. Cranberry limeade for the wind.
For the win.
For the wind, yeah. Went to the city. Cranberry limeade for the wind. I don't understand. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, yeah. I knew she'd do this. Dana's going, Barb, what's Stephanie's website? Jesus, Dana. Go into Google, woman. Put in Stephanie Stitches. You will find it. I guarantee you it'll pop up. Oh, my God, Dana. There are some days.
You got to remember she's 70.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You just had your 70th birthday. Okay. I'm so sorry, Dana.
Sorry.
Yeah. Stephen, as I age, Julie says, my purses get larger because I seem to need to carry more stuff. My purses are more like carry-on luggage now. Well, I know.
Yeah, but isn't that the case for most women? Most women have purses that are like carry-on
luggage. Like, there's always two things you will be guaranteed that'll be in a woman's purse, and it'll be at the very bottom. There will be a cert with a Kleenex stuck to it. Every time. I guarantee you there's a cert in the bottom of it. Yeah.
My sister always has these huge bags, and I said, well, what in the world do you have to keep in one of those?
I don't know. They've got all
kinds of things.
it's
not like you have to carry diapers in them anymore.
Well, maybe.
Well, maybe now.
Maybe now. You get a little older, you kind of go backwards, right? I don't know. Hi, Angel. Yeah, Anna says, Julie, she agrees. You never know what she'll need. Be prepared. Everything I need is in my wallet. I don't have.
I have stuff in my wallet that I don't need, like money.
Mind you, I have a growth on my rear end when I have everything in my wallet, but you know, looks like I have a disease. Dana says, I can't remember. I couldn't remember Stephanie Stitches. Yeah, you have a problem. Oh, Jan. Yeah, I know, Jan. You have a 550E. Oh, did I read that already? Maybe. Looking forward to that interview. Green Quilt says, I have a salvage project on the go. Laura says, no, her purse is small.
They don't sell certs anymore.
Oh, nor Tums. Okay.
No, they sell Tums.
They don't say...
Yeah, no, she says no certs in her purse and no Tums in it. But no, they don't have certs anymore, but they still have Tums.
Do they not have certs?
No, you can't get certs anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that. I like certs. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, learn something new every day. Teresa says, I guess I'm bucking the trend. My purse is getting smaller now that I'm using a cane. I've gone to a crossbody bag. It barely holds my wallet. Crossbody bags seem to be very popular. I have noticed they seem to be trending as far as bag pattern designs are concerned.
Well, also it's safer if you're in a populated area from purse snatchers.
What is Jan going on about? Third time. I have a 550E, Stephen. I know you have a 550E, Jan. Okay, what kind of juice are you into, Jan, right now? Julie says it would take an hour to list what I keep in my purse. Yeah, I know. But anyways, yeah, we don't carry purses. So, and I'm happy for that. Anyways, okay, so changing the topic here a little bit. I don't know if Iser is here, but I got a really nice email from Iser. You may remember Iser. She's been here back and forth. I think Iser lives in Las Vegas. She's actually a weaver of sorts, I guess. Well, I shouldn't say of sorts. She is a weaver and kind of a thing. And
Jan says you didn't invite me.
no, I didn't, Jan. Okay, moving on. I'm doing this for well, Jan, if you want to join us on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, I can send you the link. Okay? You have to be on your best behavior, though. Jennifer may not want to be interrupted. But you already know how to do these things, Jan. I mean, you're not a rank beginner on this. Yeah, I know, Julie. Yeah, she tries to put me on a guilt trip. It's not working much. Okay, so let's get back to what I was saying about Iser King. She had been talking about Accuquilt, and she'd asked us some questions about the machine and things like that and the dies. Well, she wrote this to us. I had big plans to join the monthly Zoom meeting. I'm so excited that I can't remember the name. Well, here's all the hubbub. I acquired 2 Accuquilt machines. 2. I'm running in circles on both crutches. Immediately after the retreat, I went to the Accuquilt website to look around for some deals. For of course, there were many. I sat on the fence for weeks, so undecided. That's right. We were talking about the Accuquilt system as part of conversation when we during the retreat. Now I remember. Finally, after what felt like Accuquilt 40th offer, I decided to shop locally on the Facebook marketplace. Lo and behold, someone was selling 2 Accuquilts and a paper cutting machine. I swooped the 2 Accuquilt machines for the price of one. A Go Baby and a Go Baby / Go Me, and a Go. I thought Go Baby and Go Me were 2 different machines, but I don't know, maybe not. I just purchased some mats and dies from the website offers to get started. I can't say thank you so much for your encouragement. I haven't quilted in a while because standing for any period is a struggle. Now I can get back to one of my many habits or hobbies. Okay, so she bought 2. She must have got a really great deal on that, and she seems to be very happy with her. Well, I hope that all works out for her, because I love my Accuquilt machine. I really do. I use it as much as I possibly can. Okay, but I thought I'd share that with you, and I thought she might be here today, but I guess not. Okay, now we have Poopy Head from Jan. I may have to start banning Jan on here. She's getting a little nasty. Kate says, I watched the Rob Appel tour on Batiks as you had recommended. It was very informative. Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was very good. And boy, I wish I could get my hands on all those island Batiks that they have, because here in most quilt stores, they only carry like 1 or 2 packages of island Batiks, and they are so much more. I mean, I can order them from different stores in the States, but it's going to cost me an arm and leg, as you well know. Oh, now Dana wants to come too. Okay, Dana, you're in. I'll send both of you after today's thing the link. More the merrier. I may have to warn Jennifer about you two. Okay, well, Jennifer already knows Dana. She doesn't know Jan. Well, maybe she does know Jan because you've been on Craft and Chat before with her. Faith, hi Faith. White. I'm not sure what white is. Okay. And Angel says, still pissed people are dumb and make me miss retreat. Oh, I get it. The little arrow and the whole thing. Angel is still pissed with people. Is still pissed. People are dumb and made me miss the retreat. Okay.
Yeah, people are dumb.
Yep, agree with that. Yeah, Laura, I know Jan's teasing me. No, I'm not falling for it. No, I know. This is just how Jan and I roll. Yeah.
Well, Jan sort of said she only ever did one project. So
okay, well then you'll get something maybe out of this. I may get something out of it too. Probably a great big headache by the time I'm done with people.
So says cottage quilting in British Columbia has some great Accuquilt products.
Well, I get my stuff actually from Quilter Quilting here in my area. They're great. They have everything. And they're an authorized dealer and the whole bit for Accuquilt. And yeah, so I don't even need to, because shipping would be astronomical because that stuff's heavy. But Quilter Quilting, they're like half an hour away from us, 40 minutes away from us. I put in my order.
I mean, I have ordered some directly from the U.S. company, but that's because they had a really great deal on it.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a rigmarole to get it here. So
yeah, what's this? So Angel says I sent you a pic of the forklift over the edge. Okay, I don't see it, but I don't know. Did you just send it now, or is it coming later? Anyways, we'll check it later. So, anyways, I thought I'd tell you about. I guess we're enablers for Iser, but I'm glad she got a good deal and she's very happy with it. So we got something today. We got library cards. Now, okay. I mean, I'm not a stranger to a library, okay? I mean, I haven't darkened the doors of a library in quite a few years now. In fact, I had to dig out my library card. I had one, but it is so old. When we went in to get new cards, she looked at it and went, well, that's an old one. Yeah, that's not going to work. And I said, well, I kind of knew that. But the reason we got library cards is because there is a whole world of freebies from the public library for movies and TV shows and ebooks and music and all kinds of things, because libraries have all gone electronic these days. So, basically you hook up to them through your computer and away you go with it. And I read a lot of ebooks, but I buy them. And they're getting expensive. When ebooks first came out on the market, I have a Kobo, which is the Canadian version of a Kindle. Okay, they were a lot cheaper than buying like a paperback or a hardcover book. A lot cheaper. They are not anymore. They are as much as buying an actual book, a physical book. And I never thought I'd be the kind of person that would get into ebooks kind of a thing, because I always like the feel of a book, like the physical feel of it. I'm over that. I love my ebook reader. In fact, I'm on my fourth one with them. So yeah, not because I burned them out, because they keep getting better. And then I get the next one up. But I love that. But now you can get them from the library. The only trick is, but I'm working on this, our particular library uses a software program, an app, in order to read these books or to download them from the library, called Cloud Library. There is something built into my Kobo that does the same thing, but it's called Overdrive. Overdrive, you do a search for libraries that support it, and the town next door to us and the town next door to that, they both use Overdrive, but not our library. No.
But actually, if you go on the Cloud Library thing, there's tons and tons of libraries in our province that uses Cloud Library too. So I guess it depends on the administration of that library that they decide to use one or the other.
Yeah. So anyways, Walter found a explanation of how, though, that I can go through the Cloud Library and actually get the books onto my Kobo reader, because I could read them on my iPhone or on my iPad using that program, but I want to use my Kobo. I don't like reading a book off my iPhone. I only have a book on my iPhone if I'm going to be someplace where I have to wait for a while, because the type's smaller. And my iPad is actually heavy. It's too heavy. It hurts.
Yeah, the other app that I saw, that actually it all started off this week. I was looking for a specific movie as to where I could watch it, and it came up that it was on Hoopla. So I looked up Hoopla, and it said, well, you can get on it if you have a library card. So, and I haven't been to a library in 1,000 years, so I
didn't know you could read.
I thought, every once in a while I had a library card because I needed to get into the library somehow and get a book out or something like that. And so I thought, Steve has a library card, but then Steve pulled out his library card, and it's ancient because it needs to have
blow the dust.
It needs to have a number and a pin. Well, our library cards didn't have a pin, so
that's how old they are.
Yeah, so I I said, well, we should get, I was going, they gave me a mission. I should go get a library card.
So
And actually, after being in it today, there's kind of an amazing difference of things that you can get
yeah,
there.
like
And I thought, maybe we should start looking at that as an option. So,
yeah. So anyways, we got that, and now we're exploring the possibilities there. Always something new with it. Not that the library's new. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to go to the library. I hated taking out books, though, when I was a kid, because I wanted to own the books. That was the thing. I wanted to own the books. I didn't want to have a used book in my hand. That's what it was to me. So, yeah. But
I always had a problem because I'd forget to take them back and I'd have overdue charges.
oh, yeah. Well, that I could understand with you. Yeah. Oh, Marlene says free shipping over 200 in cottage quilting. Well, it's easy enough to do that with Accuquilt, believe me. Amy says, I'm not going to ask to join on Tuesday. I watched your video and 100 others. Asked questions in several projects, including the hoop applique. I think I got the basics, maybe. If you'd like to join us, Amy, I can send you the link. Just say the word. It's okay. Yeah, that Pamela says, audiobooks for my library. Awesome. I don't know if I want... I put up a little bit of resistance to audiobooks because I'm listening to somebody else read it to me, I might go to sleep.
Yeah, that's I've never been a major novel reader. I have to my attention span doesn't work very well. But I think it would be worse if it was an audiobook for me.
I don't know, but I've been thinking lately about trying it. Because I know a lot of people like to listen to audiobooks when they're sewing, quilting, doing whatever in the background. I listen to podcasts. It's just that when I read a book, I'm concentrating more on the story plot, the whole bit. Whereas when a podcast comes on, if I miss a little piece of the podcast because I'm doing something on the sewing machine and not paying as close attention, it's not a big deal in my way of thinking. But if you miss a part of the storyline, but I also looked into like getting them because my Kobo will work with audiobooks as well on this model that I have. And but I looked at the price of audiobooks. Holy crap. They're like, they range anywhere from like $30 and up. And I thought, cripes, to try that out and, I don't like it. I don't want to spend the money on that. But now I can download some from the library if I figure out how to do that. And maybe I can try it that way. Actually, what I could do is I could put the audiobooks right on my computer kind of thing. And while I'm working on something, I could have it play. So I'll give it a try. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You got to try new things, or you become a stick in the mud like Jan. Barb says, I sign out quilting books from the library. I kind of did a quickie search today on the computer to see what they have for quilting books. They don't have any in e-format. They're all like books, which the branch of the library that's closest to us that we went to get our card is not far away. It's like a couple of kilometers away, no big deal with it. But I looked on the shelf when we were there too, and the stuff they had was...
Yeah, I know. Like this,
I mean,
old. In our city, that's not actually the main library. It's a branch.
It's a branch of the library.
And there is another branch, the main branch downtown that, might look into what they have as well.
It's a new place to explore. It's been quite a few years since I've actually been in the library to see what they're doing. Years ago, when I was off in the summer, back when I first got into computer stuff, you could go to the library and you could take out computer programs. So mostly data things like, what was that big...
You had an encyclopedia one time.
Yeah, I did. Remember, yeah. And there were some children's books. So one of my nephews and nieces were really small, but they were on CD. And I had the technology to be able to illegally copy them. And I did for that. So I was going to the library quite a bit in the summers. And
I know we had a copy of the encyclopedia.
Yeah, we did on that. So, but anyways, yeah, those days are done with it. I wonder if they still have computer programs though, because everything's you download everything now.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
I doubt that.
It,
They did have a lot of DVDs there.
and they had audio
Um,
books on CD
yeah,
in the
yeah.
stacks too. Well, I don't want that. But
Um,
anyways, what are people saying here? Um, Kathy says I'm with you about the books. I have just started to read on the Kindle app. I love it. Yeah. Anne says Libby, Canopy, Hoopla, library apps. Yeah, there's all kinds of them, I guess. Just depends on which one your library supports, and ours happens to support this cloud library thing.
yeah,
Um,
Cloud Library and Hoopla.
yeah. Purple Wall says, I think it's crazy that it's like that for all digital physical products. Look at the patterns. A PDF is the same as a paper copy. Okay, I got to read this a little bit better. I think it's crazy that it's like that for all digital
Slash.
physical products. Look at patterns. A PDF is the same as a paper copy.
Okay, I don't understand what you're getting
I'm
at.
not sure, Purple Wall, what point you're trying to make. I agree. I like a PDF pattern if that's what you're talking over a paper
I've
copy.
always I've always worked in technology, so I've always leaned towards having a technology option as opposed to like I like the fact that I can store a bunch of PDF patterns on my computer and then download them and print them out when I need them.
Yeah.
Right?
I see that Amy and Glenna are also saying there's a lot of advantages to the library apps and things like that. And Pamela says she listens to books that I'd never dream of reading with my eyes. Political stuff and westerns are my list now. Actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea because that would be like the way I listen to podcasts. Get books that are on more they're not fiction, they're more on a documentary kind of a thing or whatever. That would be a possibility for me because I like listening to things like that while I'm quilting. uh and Teresa says I can go to libraries again because you don't have to be quiet. Yeah, I know you don't. And this branch of the library, well, this isn't something new. I mean, I knew that libraries had this, but I didn't expect it to be in our city, but should have. They had 3D printers that I guess you can go in and use. I saw that on the shelf. I don't know if you noticed it. There were some 3D
Well, I
printed
didn't
things
notice
that
that. No,
were
yeah.
sitting by the where the librarian was, getting our card and stuff. And I guess they let kids use them or whatever. I don't know if you have to have some kind of training or what they do with it all.
Teresa does say the problem with the ebooks in the library is that they buy only so many licenses, and the new releases are usually booked up.
Yep, I noticed that today
Yeah.
when I was looking at what was there, and if you could put a hold on it and things like that. But yeah, I wondered how that would work, when they have the license. Now, if you get it and you transfer it to your e-reader, does it have something built into it that lets you know that this is now about to expire? Or
Well, you looked at it. I think when you download it, use it from that cloud or from Hoopla or whatever, there is though that app probably um,
it must notify
must
or
know
something?
must only hold it for as long as it's available for that.
Because in this way, my way of thinking is if I'm downloading this from the library to my computer, and then because this is what I have to do with the Kobo, from what I saw that link that Walter found me, then I transfer it to my Kobo. I have a copy of it. Is it like a Mission Impossible tape? This tape will self-destruct in
I'm
10
not
days
sure
or
how
something.
that works.
I don't know how that works. Although they do talk about the Adobe DM something, and I remember that, and that has something built into that.
Yeah, there must be an expiry,
Yeah.
some way of there being an expiry on it.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, Pamela, that she says that I like having someone reading me a book to go to sleep. Some folks that are doing the reading aren't worth listening to. Yeah, I think that makes a bit of a difference too, whoever the reader is.
Yeah, if you
That's on
happen
there.
to like the voice or not
Yeah.
like the voice.
And some voices could be very soothing and would put you to sleep. So yeah. Yeah, I love podcasts too, Laura. I listen to them all the time. Okay, I know you're just playing, Amy. Look, if I was going to be offended, you would know. And it takes a lot to offend me. Just be prepared though, because tit for tat, and I'm very good at the tat part. Angel says, "Oh my God, the money I've spent on Audible is just ridiculous." Yeah, I looked in Audible, and it's expensive. Uh, yes, I do have Amazon Prime. Yeah, if so, there's books options and possibly the format audiobooks. Yeah, I haven't looked into it that closely, but I know that it's available. I did take a quick glance at that at one point in time. But there was a reason why I didn't bother. It wasn't completely free, even though I pay for Prime or something. I can't remember now. That's another thing though. Maybe I'll have to explore that world a little bit further. Purple Wall says, I tune out. I just lost that. Where'd it go? I tune out audiobooks. Too many years of tuning people out when I was reading, I guess. You can find a lot of books, Barb says, on Quilting online. They are delivered from other branches, and they send me an email when it arrives at my branch. Oh, okay. White Storm doors. Yes, White Storm doors. You have a problem with that, Faith?
Yeah, we have white windows, and we have the white storm doors over it. Well, there wasn't really that many choices in storm door colors. And at the time, we just thought, okay, white.
And it's a winter white. Yeah. So it's okay. You can have white storm doors after.
I mean, our previous doors were blue, and we had white storm doors over top of it too. But all our main windows on the house are white, so I think they look okay. So
yeah, they look fine. Pamela says 3D printers at the library. I want to try a laser burner on wood. Wonder if any libraries have that. Good question, because that's kind of a bit of a thing these days. Those laser burners. Teresa's the ebook link will automatically expire. Okay. Yeah, I figured there'd be something. Glenna says our library district has a quilting and sewing group. They do a one-day virtual and in-person mystery retreat every year in February. Looking forward to it. Yeah, that's another thing I think we need to explore a little further, because the library here also has all kinds of events that are different things. I mean, I think a lot of them are geared towards kids and senior citizens. Well, I guess I'm a senior citizen.
And I'm just about to be one.
And this branch of our library is right next door to the Senior Citizen Center in this area of our town too. So should look into it. I've been thinking of looking into, again, the Senior Citizen Center. They have all kinds of courses. You just have to be a member. Most of the courses are free. I think membership is something like $12 or whatever for a year. I did join it when I first retired. You have to be 55 or over to join, and I had just turned 55, so I joined it. Too many old people. I might have a different reaction now 10 years later, but with it. Well,
I have that problem all the time. We go to the grocery store in the middle of the week, and I say, well, where are all these old fuddy-duddies are here?
Yeah, did you look in a mirror? Why did you walk by? Was the glass shiny on the frozen food section by yourself in it? Whatever. But anyways, it is a new possibility. It's always been there, but look into this. This opens up lots of avenues. And you know what I always say, you got to try new things all the time, because you get just too stuck in your ways. And somebody told me yesterday or something, it was on Craft and Chat this week. They called what this thing that a lot of people have gone through or are going through after COVID about, you don't want to go out. I'm one of those kind of people. I want to go out, but when I get out, I want to come back home. And it's called cave mentality, so yeah, library is a way, I think, the physical library, I think, might be a way to get around that. And it looks like a comfortable little place. You can take your laptop or something and do something in there, just a different place. Then you can go over to the Senior Citizen Center and you can have a cheap lunch. It used to be cheap, and it wasn't bad. I used to do that when I was taking courses over there. We need to explore that further, I think. Not like my mother. For her, I tried to get her into that kind of stuff. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, she's dead now. Let's see. Too many old people. Yeah. Laugh out loud. I know. Guess there are people now. I don't know. But anyway, so speaking of old people, we got shot. I got a flu shot this week, and Walter got his 5th COVID shot finally. He didn't get it at the same time as I did because he'd already had what'd you get, a hepatitis B shot?
Yeah, I had a hepatitis B shot 14 days ago. So they say you shouldn't do them too many within 14 days of each other. So I've got the COVID shot this Saturday, and in 2 weeks I get the flu shot. So
yeah, so we'll have all the shots. And I just love listening to the media these days. They're talking about the triple threat for the winter: COVID, flu, and this thing called RSVP, not RSVP, but RSV. Something, a kid gets a cough, they've got RSV. In my day,
I don't remember anybody talking about RSV before.
Kids cough. They cough all the time. Believe me, I know. Like I've told you, they're walking little disease bags. But it seems now that as soon as a kid gets a cough, they're ripping them down to emergency. Well, our hospital system can't handle that. So I don't know. Easy solution. Yeah, just do what my parents used to do. Told you to put a plastic bag over your head and hold it until you turn blue, and it would stop the cough one way or another. So, the simple things are probably the best. But whatever. Yeah, Marlene, lots of people on here are old. So get off yourself. Yeah. If you're 103, that's old. Amy says the senior center near me does weekend trips and all kinds of other events. I'm not quite at the age to benefit from senior services yet. Yeah, I know this one does it too. We know a couple of guys that go on these senior trips all the time. They've been to some really interesting things. And I said to Walter, maybe we should look into that. But Walter says, I don't want to get on a bus with a whole bunch of old people with walkers.
Not yet.
You're assuming that these people are all...
Well, I don't know. You talked to one that we were talking to, and I don't know if I'd want to be going anywhere with them either. So
we're going to say we'd have to go with them.
No.
I don't know. Whatever. Angel says, my son got RSV as an infant. Yeah, I mean,
I've never heard of it until now.
Until now. This is the first time we've ever heard of it.
Now all of a sudden they're broadcasting this.
And Purple Wall says you hear a lot about it with infants, but it's really hitting the school age kids right now. And I have kids who've been gone for a week. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I don't have children. Have these children had vaccinations? Are they all up to date? Is this just something that the media and parents have, people take kids to the emergency for any little thing.
Well, actually, that's true, because when I went in, when I severed my patellar tendon, and I was sitting there in the hospital, there was a woman in the cubicle next to me that she couldn't handle her kid having a temper tantrum, so she took him to the hospital.
Okay, so people here are saying that everybody seemed to have RSV, and okay, I'm sorry if I'm sounding insensitive about this. I don't know what it is. I've just heard about it.
It's respiratory since I can't pronounce it.
Syncytial. I don't know how you say that word.
SYNCYTIL virus.
Pamela says, back in the 80s, doctors called it fat baby wheeze. I never heard that one either. Reminded me of a kid having croup and flu at the same time. Okay, I've heard of croup. I'm not old, but I have a rollator when I have to do a lot of walking. So take advantage of the opportunities that are available to you. Yeah, well, you got to keep moving.
It says RSV causes infections of the lungs and the respiratory tract. It's so common that most children have been infected. Okay. Yeah, well, I've had it once. I've had colds before where you get, really congested.
Yeah.
So maybe now it's back to this new name, or a name that they're now calling.
I guess the point I was trying to make is this: the media is creating the crisis. We never heard of this. They're calling it the triple threat. They're saying this is going to be a horrible winter. Everybody's going to get COVID, the flu, RSV, and die. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah, I know. The RSV has obviously existed for a long time. And now all of a sudden we seem to be hearing about it. And they're sensationalizing it. Now everybody is getting worried about RSV, and they're going to, as soon as their kid gets a cough, they're going to go whipping out to the emergency room because they figure the kid has RSV all of a sudden.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I don't know. Maybe we were a tougher lot when we were growing up as kids. You know, you never went to the hospital. You never saw a doctor. You'd come home with a broken arm and my mother would say, just shake it off. So you didn't, it did. But, you know, like, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I'm not trying to belittle that, you know, if your kid is sick, yeah, they need to be looked after. Okay. But some people go to the nth degree and the media's not helping. They're making everybody think that if you get even a sniffle, it's a major disease, you're going to die.
Like my sister, when my niece was not an infant, a little kid, she got somebody stuck her with a HB pencil.
Ooh, lead poisoning.
Right? And yeah, my sister took her to emergency room because she was afraid of lead poisoning. There's no lead in that.
It's graphite. It'll be graphite poisoning. I don't know. Laura says it's like bronchitis specific to kids. Haven't we all had bronchitis? So what's the big deal? Yeah. And the news does make people paranoid, Barb.
Well, even now, even with the weather, like as soon as like we get a large snowstorm heading
it's the storm of the century.
They make it sound like we're gonna be so buried that we can't move.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day you end up having a light dusting of snow, and it's like, oh, you made a mistake.
I mean, it's one thing to be cautious, okay? If I had a kid and the kid's like 5 years old and is starting to cough and is coughing like a lot, I would be concerned. I would definitely be, you know, having them looked at with it all. But a lot of these parents, the kid says, I don't feel well. Bang, they're right off to emergency. And right now, here in this province, we don't have a lot of room in emergency. Of course, mind you, the media has been hyping that to no end either. You know, it's...
Well, not only I was saying the other day to Steve that the other problem with that is that we were getting a lot of refugees and immigrants and all this other stuff. And our hospital systems haven't been upgraded.
No.
To accommodate the additional people here.
And we have a shortage of doctors, and now we're having a shortage of nurses and everything like that. And yeah, everything's going to hell. But we're going to come back to this. We're going to come back to this in a minute because it's related to something else that I have on my list. But before we get to that, let's move on away from childhood diseases and coughing and death and talk about Craft and Chat. Well, if you missed it, it sucks to be you because we had a good time on Craft and Chat on Wednesday. And the next Craft and Chat is whatever the first Wednesday is in December. I haven't looked it up, so but I'm sure you can use a calendar. Google it, Dana. For you. But yeah, so join us for that. And speaking of which, yesterday, I don't know, is Sean still here? Sean, if you're still here, raise your hand. Sean, the guy who sews, Sean had a little afternoon event yesterday, and it was fun. It was sort of like a Craft and Chat kind of setup. A bunch of us were together working on whatever projects, and it was lots of fun. And he's decided he's going to do this on a more regular basis. I think he's talking about, and don't hold me to this or hold him to it because, you know, it's still in the early stages of doing it once a month. The only thing is he's going to do it probably on a first Saturday of every month, but started at 8 p.m. his time, which is the same as our time, Eastern time. I unfortunately will not be attending because Saturday night at 8 p.m. I don't sew.
He may not have a lot of people joining them because
yeah,
a lot of the quilting community are older, so
they're all in bed. No,
yeah.
But the reason he's doing that, though, he has logic for this, is so he can sort of get more people from other time zones, make it more convenient for them, like his friends in Australia and that too. It's very difficult with time zones. I mean, when you try to hold events, because you know it's not going to accommodate everybody.
Yeah, I know. If you're doing one like from 8 till 5 or something, then You're really only targeting North American.
Yeah, really, out of it all. But I definitely support him in this effort. It's great to see it because I think the more opportunities we have as sewers, quilters, crafters, creators to get together with other like-minded people and share what we're doing and just, it's COVID has done this. It has opened up this whole world of online friendships and community, and I'm all for it. And the more opportunities, the better. What just went on?
Your lights here.
Why did they go on?
I don't know. Do you have a timer set?
Well, yeah, but that's for the strip lights.
Well, maybe you did the wrong ones.
Well, anyways, I don't know what's happening, but okay, we have lots of light, which is fine. But anyways, yeah, it was a lot of fun doing that with Sean and the other people that were there, and I think Amy was there, and I don't know if anybody else that's on here right now was there or not, but we had a good time, and that's what it's all about, having a good time. Okay, so talked about buying fabric. So we bought a grow light system. You know how we have container
for pot.
We're not growing
No,
pot
I know. I'm just kidding.
because it's too much work. For it all. And plus I don't
I don't know. I just entered my mind when you said grow light.
And I roll. Okay. So anyways, we bought this grow light system. And the reason, well, I was looking through the Lee Valley catalog, looking for potential Christmas presents for
Yeah, the Americans won't know what Lee Valley is.
No, well, Lee Valley is a sort of a store that has lots of interesting things. Okay. Anyways, I was looking through their catalog, and looking for potential gifts for Walter for Christmas, even though he hates it when I buy him stuff off of Lee Valley. And I saw this grow light system. And I thought, well, he's always talking about starting his container gardens out on our deck in the summer, getting the seeds started. I thought this might be good for that. Plus, I thought it might be good for some indoor herbs and things like that. Not herbs, herbs. And so I show it to him because I figured if I went out and on a limb and bought it for him and gave it to him at Christmas, it would be like giving a woman a vacuum cleaner as a gift. Okay, same effect. So I said to him, so I saw this grow light thing, and he looked at it and kind of got interested, but it was expensive. He said, I wonder what they have on Amazon. So he went on Amazon, found exactly the same one for $100 less than Lee Valley. So we bought it. It came yesterday. It's all set up. We don't have any seeds in it yet, do we?
No, not yet.
I have it on a timer for it. So we're going to see what we can start. We're going to start with some herbs and see how that works out. And then, once we get used to using it, then maybe we can start, our lettuce or peppers, things like that, that take a long time to get to, the right size for it to transfer out to the pots in the spring, late spring, whatever. Here, we'll see. Whatever. I put it on a timer.
It's kind of an interesting project.
Yeah, so it's another thing we're venturing into. Aren't we just the venturous people? Library and grow lights? Oh my God, what'll be next? Colored toilet paper? I don't know. It's just too much.
In Missouri, my husband have received a Lee Valley catalog. He does woodworking. Okay, I was not aware that they were in the United States.
I didn't know that they were also in the States. I thought they were only here in Canada, but okay.
Yeah, they do have a lot of stuff for woodworking and things like that in there.
Yeah, they do.
They have a lot of interesting things that you can't get other places, but some things you can get other places.
And just backing up here on the topic, Julie says the problem is that parents don't keep infected kids home. Then staff gets the illness and the school's closed for staff shortages. Happened here in Wisconsin. Yes. And we're going to talk about that in a moment, about the big thing that's happening here in Ontario right now that has to do with education. Amy says she's thankful our country health I'm thankful our country health doctor did a video and said, yes, we'll be more susceptible this year because we were so protected with masks, etc. She said, get vaccines, wash hands, you'll be fine. Yeah, I doubt whether we'll be fine. Because I don't trust anything the medical community tells me, but it can't hurt. And I think we should be wearing masks more here in our province than we have been, because they lifted all the restrictions, and then they're talking about the possibility of putting some of those restrictions back on. We're wearing our masks still in the most environments we walk into, because I just don't trust the trailer trash that's in Oshawa with them all. They're a walking disease. Yeah, okay. Margaret says, what I've heard is that due to keeping the young children home, plus masks, their ability to get small cold to build up their system is leading to RSP, to build up their system. Yeah, well, that's probably true, because, you know, there was a day and an age when parents would, you know, the kid next door got chicken pox, and they'd say to Jenny, go over and play with them. They haven't had chicken pox yet. You need to get that. And, you know, to build up your immunity. Of course, today that would be probably considered child abuse or whatever. Francis says, SES, I, Nevada, and work MF85. I'm thankful for the different opportunities. Okay, we're writing in code now. All right. Don't really know what that meant, Francis. Sorry, but you're speaking a language I don't understand. Dana says, I was there. Well, great, Dana. I'm so glad you were there. Again, I don't know what we're talking about. Maybe I need a moderator. I don't know. I was there. It was fun. Oh, yes. Okay, I get it now. You're at Sean's thing. Yes, that's right. Okay, now I understand. Me too. Thought of special cookies and brownies. Oh, me too. Okay, that's going back to the grow light thing. Okay, yeah. 8 p.m. is perfect for me on the West Coast. Yeah, that would be good for the other people. And that's why he's doing it at that time. I get it. It's just that Saturday nights are not my night for quilting. Unless Walter wasn't home, but he'll be home.
Usually.
Don't be planning around that. In Missouri, Glenna says, my husband received a Lee Valley. Oh, yeah, we did that one. Okay. The purple. Well, herbs. The H is silent.
Jan's rolling her eyes.
Yeah. Of course she Amy says, Barb, yep, Walter's frisky and Steve is sassy today. Yeah, sassy, frisky, good combination. We used to have TP in pastel colors. Yeah, I know. That's why I mentioned it. There was a point when you could get actually colored toilet paper. I don't know. I know how you can get colored toilet paper.
Brown always helps.
Oh, Jan says, I wonder what the big thing is Stephen's going to talk about. No. Teresa says, Romaine is over $2 a head. We should all start indoor garden.
Where do you
shop, Teresa?
It's way cheap. Over $2 a head.
Holy crap. $2 a head's a bargain. Julie says, as a school bus driver, I've decided to go back to mask wearing on the bus. I'd already been sick twice in 2 months without it. Yeah, they're little diseasers. Yay! Stephanie Stitches is here. I'm late. You are. But want to say hello. Hello. Hi, Stephanie.
We were talking about your.
We're talking about your pattern for the mosaic stars. I said nice things because I'm making it and I love it. Oh yeah, there we go. Amy's picking it up there. Teresa says we don't have to grow our own herbs anymore. Just pop in at the local weedery. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting it now, Teresa. Herbs. Yeah. Herbs.
Yeah, we're doing.
They're legal.
We're doing the ones that we want to cook with.
Yeah, actually, like basil. Francis says, sorry, I was peeling garlic. I'm excited for evenings with Zoom since I'm in Nevada with specific time zone. Well, Francis, we could smell the garlic. Please, don't peel it during the live. Yep, Stephanie, exactly why your ears were burning. Either that or you're having an infection. Angel says it's going to get to be $2 per bell pepper soon.
Yeah, pretty much. We're at two. So I was in the store the other day, and I go to the cheap store, and it was $2.99 for green peppers per pound, and $3.99 for the other colors.
That's why we have to grow more of our own. Of course, we won't be able to grow them under lights because I don't think the light spectrum would be enough.
Well, plus plants get too high.
Well, that's true. We are talking about peppers, about
peppers,
whatever. Okay, so we got that. We'll see how that works out. We'll keep you informed. Project Linus. We talked all about this on So Chatty the other day, but I have decided that I'm going to make quilts specifically for Project Linus and donate them in the new year to that. That's my new mission in life. I got to do something with the quilts. So, yeah, I talked all about that on So Chatty, so we're not going over that again. I have got I have 3 interviews lined up for next week. I have one tomorrow and I have 2 on Friday. So you'll be seeing some Idiot Quilter interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks on there. So I'm excited about that. And here is something that we've noticed, and I don't want to get into a deep discussion about it. It just pisses me off. Why do people air their dirty laundry on YouTube? What do I mean by dirty laundry? Well, remember a few weeks ago we were talking about Mr. Domestic? He's at it again, and Ken's Creations, he's at it again. But then I saw another one that does stuff about dollar store, and I feel sorry for her. I think her son or her husband, one or the other, has been diagnosed with cancer. Okay, that's a horrible thing. We know that, and we feel for her. But she's delivering this information while she's laying in bed. And she already has a whiny voice to start with, because I stopped watching her videos because I couldn't stand her voice. Quite frankly, it just grates on you. But then that's all her videos are about now, about all of this. Well, I don't know her. Most people don't. Really, not know you as in you're a close special friend, the kind of it. But she has to tell all of this stuff. And why? I want to know why. What is the need for people to have to talk about their personal life tragedies in great detail to a general public audience that they don't know? Why? Now, having said that, she had something like in one day 1,700 views for this, which makes me begin to think that maybe if you talk about your illnesses or the illnesses in your family, you get more clicks on YouTube. I don't know. Yes, I'm being facetious here.
Well, when it's Dr. Pimple Popper gets lots.
Well, yeah, but that's got some things to watch, They're not will it hit the screen or not? I mean, if you've never seen Dr. Pimple Popper, it is one of those things. It's like you're on a highway and you're passing an accident, so you rubberneck around and to watch this because you can't get your eyes away from it. It's kind of gross, but at the same time, it's kind of satisfying for some very strange reason. So it's kind of sad, really, when you think about it. But I think that's what attracts viewers to other people's tragedies and stuff like that. It's the same as, you're on the highway, you see the flashing lights and everything, and you're rubbernecking to see what's going on with the accident. Am I going to see legs hanging out from underneath the car? What's going to happen here? We are sick people. We really are. When you think about it,
well, maybe you're just sick.
Oh, you laugh. You go past an accident scene, you sit there and you start to laugh. I mean, yeah, this is the
well, I got that from a kid when I used to live with you. If you saw some other kid have an accident, he'd laugh, and I sort of got into that.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is, now you don't have to watch this kind of content if it bothers you, right? And I don't. But I just came across it the other day because it had clickbait. Okay, and I'm just like anybody else, give me a good piece of clickbait in the title, and I'm curious. I want to know, kind of a thing. But I don't understand what people who produce those kind of videos are getting out of it. Sympathy, I guess, because people write all kinds of comments. Oh, I'm so sorry for your trouble. That's
supportive
terrible.
Comments.
I guess it's supportive, but supportive comments. Okay, let's think about how genuine they are. Because let's face it, do any of us know what to say to somebody when they tell us some tragic news? Because
I always, and people don't know what to say when you go to a funeral home or something like that.
I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your trouble. I'm so sorry. Well, okay. It's not going to change the situation any. I don't think you shouldn't say something. I guess it's the polite thing to do. It's the way we've all been raised, right? But It doesn't change anything. But I'm just so sick of the whiners. I'm just so sick of the whiners. Whine. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
I like to see constructive content on YouTube,
Yeah,
not people complaining about their lives.
like
So
Pamela says, Dr. Pimple Popper, she's educational too. Yeah, she is, if you can believe what she is. But why does she put that on there? She gets hundreds of thousands of views on every video. That's why she puts it up there. That woman's making money. Okay, there's no two ways about it on YouTube. You know, so I guess if you can make it, go for it. Oh, Francis says lasagna isn't lasagna without garlic. Plus, it's heart healthy. Okay, lasagna, magic word, one of my favorite food groups. What time do you expect us? Amy says, "Are you sure you're not growing leafy greens? At least Francis wasn't chopping onions." Okay. Angel says, "Just don't let them get too hot, and you can grow them." Okay. New experiments all the time. Kathy says, "It's so gross, Miss Pimple Popper there, but I watch her every chance I get." I know there's something about it. Yeah, Amy, Anna, I don't want to hear other people's problems either. We've got our own. Jan, Thailand or Vietnam?
Doesn't matter.
I'm not sure. My sister-in-law watches it. She's a retired nurse. Okay. Hi, Zach. Oh, Zach. Zach is here from Quilter Quilting, everybody. You know about Quilter Quilting. How could you not if you've been a follower of my channel and everything? And we were actually talking about Quilter Quilting, Zach, earlier on today's program because we're talking about Accuquilt, and I said that you guys have the best selection of Accuquilt stuff and great prices and everything like that. So, yeah, welcome. Dr. PP gets business from her videos. Oh, yes, she does. Teresa says, "What bothers me about shows like PP are the people. They have conditions that were left way too long because of either lousy USAU or dumb doctors or fear of doctors. It exploits them." Yeah, and that's when you get into the gross ones.
Well, not only that, some of those procedures are questionable as to how safe they are.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so, you know, just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean it's necessarily correct, okay? Yeah. You know, YouTube is a form of media. So you have to take a few things with that with, you know, some caution. Hi, Am. So anyways, I just thought I'd mention that. All right. So the big story in Ontario is, of course, the educational workers on strike, and illegal strike as they're calling it. Okay, let's set a couple of things straight because we've been hearing people through the social medias getting things really screwed up. These are not teachers. That's number one. Educational support workers are custodians, secretaries, not special education teachers necessarily, but special education support workers. They help out with it. And they are definitely needed in the schools. A school cannot run without those people at all. Believe me, I have been through when there was and their union is called CUPE, when there was a CUPE strike a few years ago when I was teaching, and oh my God, the bathrooms. The kids trashed the bathrooms, actually. What's the expression? Don't shit in your own food or something. These kids didn't get it, so they went in and they plugged the toilets, and the toilets just all over the place. There were no custodians. You know, like the staff. We were told by the administration, by the principal and vice principals, okay, we were supposed to go into the washrooms and make sure that things weren't being destroyed. We all looked at them and said in a staff meeting, is one voice, not our job. We're not doing that. We're not going into those hellholes. So you know what the administration did? They locked the bathroom doors. Problem was, I was in a school of 2,000 kids. You can't lock all the bathrooms. Okay, the kids have to have someplace to go. So they limited the number of bathrooms that were available. And they told the kids, you go in, you destroy the bathroom, there is nobody here who can clean it up, you're going to be wallowing in your own shit. So that didn't help, but whatever. It's amazing how filthy and how quickly a school can get when there aren't any custodians. The secretaries, they screen everybody that comes into the school. It is part of the security system in most schools. I mean, you see signs at the front door that says, start your visit at the office, and they point you to where it is, because we've had estranged parents come in and try and get their kids out. Well, no, that can't happen. Okay, because you don't know, are they abducting the child because they're fighting with the other spouse, whatever's going on? We've had people come into schools that should not be in there because they're trying to sell illicit drugs to the children, and all kinds of other things. So the secretaries are the frontline workers in a school, and they are very good at their job. Very good. They really keep the school running at the administration level completely. And the special ed kids, yeah, special needs kids. You have a kid that is autistic, severely autistic. You have a kid who doesn't have mobility or has mobility issues. You need those people. There is no way that those kids can survive in an environment without those people. So a lot of people think it is teachers that are on strike. The teachers are not on strike yet. It's coming. But I say, if you know an educational support worker, show them you support them. If you live here in our province, because they are going through hell right now. They have the potential of being fined $4,000 a day because they're not in the school. That's not going to happen. The government has threatened it. You can't get blood from a stone. So that's not going to happen. But they're staying out because our government in Ontario is doing Putin politics. They are removing our rights that are guaranteed in our Constitution. They're using a loophole in the law that was not meant to be used the way they are to take away the rights of people. They want to bust the unions. Well, they're not going to bust the unions. There's no way. Not especially when you go after educational unions, because CUPE is a powerful union, but there's a couple of unions that are stronger than CUPE, and one of them I belong to, OSSTF, the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation, and it is one of the most powerful unions, not just in Ontario, but across Canada. So you are not going to bust that union. And what are they out for? What is the strike? Yes, what you hear from the media is about pay. Yes, it is about pay. And they're saying, oh, but these support workers want 11 point something % a year over the next 4 years, each year. You have to start negotiations somewhere. And usually the general trend is you start the negotiations. One side wants way up here. The other side wants it way down here. And that gives you room to negotiate. And eventually you'll hit a common middle. They know they're not going to ever get that which they have initially asked for. But this government is saying you're only going to get 2% per year for 4 years. So that's a total of 8%, but not all of you. Those of you that make under $39,000 a year will get that. Those of you that are over that will not. Oh, wait. This is something the general public doesn't understand. Pretty much the top salary for educational support workers is $39,000 a year. That won't buy a green pepper anymore, or a head of romaine, wherever you're shopping, and the whole bit. So they deserve. Our cost of living is what percentage is it at now?
7 or 8%.
Yeah. Cost of living. Let's analyze that statement. Cost of living means a wage that allows you to live, so you can buy food, you can put a roof over your head, and all the other things in life. Certainly what they're asking for is not going to make them millionaires. But this government, no. The government is creating a crisis in education by doing what they're doing right now. And when the teachers start going, unless this government does an about face, and right now it doesn't look like they're going to, it's going to be even worse. But you know what the whole plan is? During COVID, the kids weren't in school. They were at home doing asynchronous learning, e-learning kind of stuff. This government wants to go back to that because they would like to make that permanent.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't need support workers in the classroom.
You wouldn't need physical buildings for school. You don't need as many teachers if they go e-learning, because they'll turn around and say, oh, well, e-learning, you put it all online. And so you can handle, instead of the usual number of kids you handle in a class, you can double that number. And I know this from first-hand experience because I taught e-learning. I taught from home for 3 years when it was a new thing in my board. And I had more students online because there was no regulation, nothing had been negotiated in our contracts than I did when I was in a regular classroom. I had 150 students. And I was teaching 3 different courses. I was teaching English, I was teaching media, and get this, I was teaching comparative religions. And I don't have a background in comparative religion, so I had to learn that stuff real quick. So, yeah, I understand. And that was just when things were just starting. That was that was 20 years ago. Okay? So, yeah, this is what they're doing. They're trying to break the system. They're trying to privatize it. That's the next thing. They'll start giving more money to private schools than to the public education system. They're trying to break it. They're doing the same thing with our healthcare system. This government has to go. And anybody who was stupid enough to vote for Ford, or the ones who didn't vote at all, they get my goat even more, because they're the ones that are out there belly aching about this, that, and the other thing, and they didn't even vote. You don't vote, you have no say. Simple as that, in my opinion. And nothing will convince me otherwise of that. So my support is to the support workers. And if they need money to survive this, then I don't usually donate money to most things. I will donate money to this because I know how valuable those people are. And this is setting a very dangerous precedent if the government gets away with this. So now I'm off my soapbox. So I am sure there's been people talking about things here. Everybody's still talking about Dr. Pimple Popper. Francis says, thank you for supporting the janitorial staff. My other half is custodian at a local middle school. Kids can be horrible. And they are, and they're horrible to custodians. They're absolutely horrible to custodians. They look down their noses at custodians as if these people are indentured servants, and they are not. I would not want to do their job. And, as a teacher, there are 2 groups, especially within your school, that you want to keep happy. You want to have a good relationship with. Custodians are one, and the other are the secretaries in the school. Because if any of those turn against you, if you get on the bad side of them, you're going to have hell to pay. I never had to worry about a dirty classroom. And I never had to worry about anything administration in the school, because I learned early in my career, those were the 2 groups that you show respect for and that you work with. You don't treat them like they're there to be your servant. Not at all. Selena. Hi, Selena. My guy would love $39K a year. Yeah, well, we're talking Canada.
Yeah, $39K in Canada is like $29K in the US. So.
Yeah. Pamela says, but the kids' education is suffering. Going back to it would be so disruptive. No. Those kids' education is not suffering. That's what they tell you on the media. The teachers are working overtime to keep those kids on track, whether they're doing it by computer or in the classroom. This suffering with children are resilient. They adapt so much better than we do. as adults to different situations. Yes, it is not what they're used to. That may be causing some things. But what's really, the people that are really suffering from this are the parents. When both parents work, they're scrambling to find somebody to look after their kids because parents feel that the school system is a giant babysitter, a daycare system. And that is a whole topic for another day, and don't get me on that with it. But the kids are not suffering. They're having to adapt to a change. And that's what life is all about, isn't it? Adaptation. Yeah, it was a lot of students, Barb. Yeah, well, a college professor workload, it's nothing like teaching high school or middle school or elementary school. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not. You don't have the discipline problems. You don't have, no, totally different. So I said, what's a custodian? A janitor.
Janitor, person that cleans floors,
Yeah,
bathrooms, classrooms.
Keeps the school in
Clean.
good repair, cleaned. Like they're able to fix things. A toilet overflows, they're there to fix it. They can do plumbing. They're so much more than someone who sweeps a floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Kathy says you're right about the custodian secretaries being the ones you need to keep on your side. That's right. Julie says, Stephen, it's really the parents who don't want the kids home during the school day. Exactly. And I get it. But you know something, and I'm always going to fall back on this, and I know what the answer is to this, so you don't need to write it in a comment or tell me to my face. I don't have children. What would I know? Yeah, I had children. I had more children than anybody on here had. They weren't mine, but I had them. They were there. They were like my kids for, 10 months of the year, and the number of hours in school and outside of school actually with them. So yeah, I know what kids are like. And if you have children, they're your responsibility. They're your number one responsibility. So you might have to reassess your lifestyle. Because the parents that I saw, for the most part, were middle class, they had 2 jobs, they had 2 nice cars, they had a nice house. They went out to eat a lot. Took the kids out too because mommy and daddy come home from work and they're exhausted, can't put food on the table, so we're going off to Kelsey's or we're going off to McDonald's or we're doing that stuff's all pricey and the whole bit. Kids were well dressed. They were well dressed. I'm not saying you shouldn't dress your kids well, but do kids need Nikes? Do they? So, priorities. I think it has to be priorities. So, yeah, I really don't buy into listening to the parents cry and whip and rant about, how hard their life is going to be because the kids aren't in school. Suck it up. Figure it out. They're your responsibility. They're nobody else's. Well, I don't know, Anna, what working parents do, but they have to do it. They have to figure it out. It's not my responsibility.
You can take time off. You can do whatever.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
You'll have to adapt. You'll have to adjust. You'll have to figure it out. But it's nobody else's responsibility to figure that out for you. That is your responsibility.
That's part of your job when you get kids in the first place. You have to be able to handle adverse effects.
Yeah. Hi, Laurel. From Hawaii. Ooh.
What do you do with aging parents when you've got a job?
Yeah.
You gotta sacrifice. So,
yep, we had to. We had to adapt. We had to make this. It wasn't nice. I'm not going to say it's enjoyable, but you have to do it. Yep, grandparents have been helping raising the kids, and I don't think that's fair.
No, to grandparents.
I hear so many ladies when I'm at quilting classes or whatever who say, yeah, I couldn't make it to Craft and Chat, or I couldn't make it to this class because my son came over with Junior and dropped them off because
I even heard
they needed
heard a couple of years ago when I went to the gym that somebody was saying that they were taking care of a 6-month-old for their daughter or whatever just because they felt they needed to go for vacation.
Yeah, they needed a break. Well, I don't know. Yeah, parenting is hard. It'd be nice to have a break. I know grandparents enjoy their grandchildren and they can spoil them and, brings them joy, and that's great. But I think sometimes children take advantage of their aging parents, dropping off their own kids to them in the whole bit. I know my parents turned around and told my brother and my sister when they had kids, okay, we'll love our grandchildren the whole bit, but we are not built-in babysitters at any whim, kind of a thing. And well, they did end up being that way to a point, but actually no, because my brother and my sister were both very conscious of that fact and did not take advantage of my parents with that. So yeah. Selena says, I agree, babysitting kids should become a full-time job. Yeah. When our grandkids are old enough and don't need us anymore, it's a huge letdown too. Sure, we all know that. I remember being a grandchild. I loved my grandparents. I love my time with my grandparents. When I became a teenager, you become a teenager and teenagers are weird. And I didn't want to be around my grandparents as much with that. But never did my parents just drop us off at my grandparents' place and expect them to look after us like that. So yeah, that's the way the world is now. I guess, as Jan would call me, I'm a grumpy old man with it, and that's the way I see the world. And whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, it's the way I feel. So, and going back to the educational support workers and the whole bit, they deserve much more respect from parents, from kids, and from this government. This government has got to go. They just, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, my mom was too, Susan, and well, so was Walter's stay at home, but that was a different time and age. I get that.
My sister is has her grandkids dropped off on her all the time, and she was a stay-at-home mom. So
yeah,
but that's her fault for allowing it. So.
Yeah. Teresa says parents that whine about needing a break should try being an underpaid single parent with no help. There are no vacations. Exactly. So anyways, I'm hoping that something happens, that this government rethinks its attitude. The problem is they are stupid a-holes. And I don't know, but I support the educational workers, and I hope other people do as well, because they deserve it. They absolutely deserve it. They don't want to be out striking. They want and not getting paid. They want to be in the classroom. They want to be there doing what they love doing.
Love cleaning up children's cars.
Yeah, they don't probably love that part, but that's their job, and that's what they do, and they would rather be doing that, I am sure, than out there being considered public enemy number one, because they are not public enemy number one. The government in Ontario is public enemy number one. That's it. But anyways, we've gone overtime today.
Yeah.
With all of that. So I think it's time to say goodbye. So thanks everybody for coming on here and joining us today for the conversation. We talked about a lot of things. I got to rant a little bit, so that's always fun. Walter rolled his eyes many times, I am sure, but that is part of the entertainment value of this program. Yeah. So anyways, have a really great week. There'll be other things out on the week as usual, and we'll see you all next week. Say goodbye, Walter.
Goodbye. Have a good week, everybody.